In today's world, you know you've got to have a dash cam. It's pretty clear if you drive on today's roads with a proliferation of distracted idiots out there, you need to protect yourself with a dash cam. But like everything else, inflation is making that decision really difficult. $430 for a dual camera dash cam? I already have a ThinkWare dual camera dash cam for my F-150 that I got last year before prices got out of control. For my wife's Kia, I needed something less complicated and frankly a lot less expensive than the highly rated ThinkWare camera. I came across this Pelsee mirror cam and it looked like a good fit and the price was right. So before I spend the time to properly install this mirror cam, let's do a 5-minute installation into my F-150 to see if I like it. So first off, the obligatory unboxing. Let's do a little unboxing on this mirror dash camera. Okay, this is my first time seeing this. Okay. Okay, so this apparently clips over your existing rear view mirror, and here's the camera, which you can position this. This is actually pretty cool. Be interested to see this once I get this turned on. Okay, so that's the actual dash camera unit. Let's see what else is in the box here. Obviously we have our power supply, which has got a USB-C outlet, so that's important. So this runs off a USB-C. This is a GPS unit, which probably just connects to the dash or to your window. So that's a GPS unit. And I think this is the rear camera. So you need front and rear cameras with everything these days. Yep, that's a rear camera with a nice long cable on here. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to see what it's going to take to get these all plugged in, and are we going to be able to route some USB power to this, or are we just gonna cheat and use the cigarette lighter plug? And here's the instructions and all the tools and everything. Nice looking kit. I mean, well packaged and everything like that. And this main unit actually feels quite nice from a quality perspective. So we'll see how this looks once we actually get it in play. You can see the connections up at the top here. So let's see if we can get this thing plugged in and working and do a little bit of road testing with it. Next, I'm going to do the 5-minute installation. Now, the 5-minute installation is just basically installing the physical head unit over your existing rear view mirror, and then setting up the power cabling, the GPS receiver cabling, and then hooking in the rear camera. I'm not going to do any wire tucking, permanent power installation, anything like that. I just want to put this thing together and see how it works. All right, so you can see the mirror cam unit, and I've got a couple of rubber bands that come with the unit. There's square straps that fit around the mirror cam and attach it to your main mirror. So that's the physical installation. You can see the front facing camera, which is over here, which you can slide out. Okay, so there's 3 connections to the mirror cam: power, GPS, and the rear camera. For power, what comes with the unit is one of these cigarette lighter plugs. Now, I don't believe there's any cigarette lighters, I've never seen any, on the front of the F-150. There is one behind the center console here, underneath, in between the seats. So if you really wanted to get this thing going in a hurry, you can plug that in and then run this cable up front, and you can see kind of the mess that it's got. I mean, you can certainly clean it up and run it through all the interior and do that, but I'm just showing you a 5-minute install here. Now, what you can also use is a USB-A. So a USB-A looks like this. That's a USB-A, and you can connect that into the unit, and it's got a USB-C up here. Now, when I tried using a USB-C to USB-C cable, that did not power the unit. I don't know why. I'm not going to spend any time on it, but that did not power the unit, so just be advised. For the GPS connection, again, normally what you'd want to do is, if you're installing this permanently, you'd want to stick this right up on the window. You can see my permanent dash cam installation here, which is a thinkware unit, and that's going to stay there. So just temporarily, I've got this GPS unit just sitting on the dash just to get it working, and it plugs in up there. And then lastly, we have a rear camera, which again, if you wanted to, professionally wire that in, you can tuck it in throughout here, and I've done this before with my existing thinkware. You can tuck it all the way back into there, and then I've got it firing out back. Now, as far as the rear camera is concerned, here is the rear camera I currently have in my thinkware dash cam. Now, for just these examples today showing this, I've got this camera sort of pinched under this down here, and so it's not going to have a very good view of things. You normally would want to mount something high and in the center, maybe not on a moving window here. So definitely like way high up in the window in the rear, so it gets a much better view. It is not obstructed by the rear pickup bed. Now, another feature of this kit is on the rear camera, they include this rear red wire. So this red wire is meant to be tapped into your reverse circuit, so that when your reverse lights go on, it energizes, or it picks up 12 volts. Switch 12 volts off of this red wire, or into this red wire. And that is really meant to signal the mirror cam that you're backing up, you're going into reverse. I am not going to hook that up in this video because I don't need it. I've already got a nice reverse camera, so that is something that you'll have to figure out whether or not you need a reverse camera. If you need a reverse camera to act as a reverse camera, then this might be a good option for you. Now that we got the unit physically installed onto the mirror, we've added power to it, we've connected the GPS receiver as well as the rear camera. What is it going to take to operate this dash cam? What are the basics of operation? This unit also has advanced features like blind spot detection, lane change assist, and voice control. I have those basic features already on my F-150 truck, as does the Kia Sorento, where this unit will eventually live. I am just going to focus on getting this unit to function as a dash cam, and I will leave all the other augmented features for the viewer if you eventually buy this. How do I record front and rear videos, and how do I access those video files? So let me show you how those functions happen. As soon as you put power to this unit, it immediately starts recording. So front and back, and you can switch between them on the monitor. Again, this mirror is a monitor, so you can see front, back, and then split view as well too. and then you can go back to front view. Now, if you want to use this as a mirror and not as a monitor, you're just going to hit this button at the very bottom, and you can see the mirror now. It's actually quite a good mirror. Now, when you've got the monitor up, let's say that you want to access a file and you want to look at something. So what you're going to do is you're going to run over to the home button. We're going to quit the current video, and we're going to look at our file explorer, which is right there. So you can see we have some front files. We're going to see some rear files if we go to the video B. So you can see this file, which is the rear camera. As soon as you put power to this unit, it immediately starts recording. So front. And we're going to go back from there. And we're going to go to video front. And we're going to look at some of these files. Wire that in. You can tuck it in. So there's the video review of this on the main menu. And there's the other features like Smart Drive. You can set up camera settings, system settings, and then just go back to the DashCam if you want to. Now there's some other features up here where you can do voice control. You can take pictures along the way. So if you just want to take a snapshot, that's available to you as well too there. And you can see that right now this unit is recording up there. You can see the red dot. So again, most of the time, you're going to be running this in mirror mode along the way, and then only occasionally are you going to want to get access to the screen. Now, like every other dash cam, these things basically record on a loop to the SD card. So let's say that we're done recording, we want to capture something which just recently happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this little thing here. I'm going to take out the SD card. So here's the SD card, which comes with a unit. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to take this inside. Unfortunately, I can't download it. I can't do anything with it here. So I'm going to take this SD card inside and connect it to a computer that's got an SD card reader. So let's go do that right now. You've installed the unit and you're recording video files and you're driving around and something happens. How do you get those files off of the dash cam and into your hands so that you can share them and use them in some productive way? Well, the answer is you pull them right off of the SD card. This unit does not have any kind of proxy Wi-Fi server that you can connect to with that and pull them off in that manner. So you've got to just remove the SD card and then put it into a device where you can pull the files off of that SD card and find what you need. Now here's the tricky part, because what format are they in? Well, they're actually in TS format, which your Mac or Windows device might not be able to read unless you do a little bit of conversion or unless you buy some kind of software upgrade for your media player. After a little Googling, I found that to convert a TS file to something in a more standard format like MP4, I could use something called VLC Media Player or any other one of these software players that do the conversion. All right, let's take that SD card, download the files out of them, and convert them over to MP4. Here's my little SD card that I just took out of the DashCam unit. And here's a Mac laptop, and it's got one of these dongles on here, which has got an SD card reader in it. So I'm just going to push this in until it clicks. And then I can see that I have a new in File Manager here. I've got a new location, which is called, in this case, I've named it Pelsee. And so I can see now that I've got pictures B, pictures F, those are pictures back and front, video back, video front, and so we can focus on maybe a new video front, and you can see these are some of the files that I have, and I've got a file from today, which I can look at here. Back to the dash cam if you want to. Now there's some other features up here. Now that file downloaded, and it's using what's called a TS file. So if I want to, what I can do is I can convert that over to an MP3 by going up to VLC So this is a free program called VLC. I can convert, and I can take that file, I can convert any file that I want to, and then convert that over to whatever I want to. In this case, I want to convert it to MP4, and then I'm going to choose a destination, which in this case is going to be into Dropbox, and then hit save. And so again, it's going to convert this file over into MP4, and that will put it onto my cloud. So this is what you might have to do to convert the file from a TS format. It may not play in all the devices that you want it to. So you may have to convert this over with a free converter. So the first thing you got to do is to get this thing off of the SD card, convert it over to whatever you need to. So TS file, you may be able to do it, you might not be able to do it. Depends on your machine, and if you have a media reader that will read a TS file.
All right, let's see the proof of the pudding. Let's see a couple of the video files from the front and the rear that I recorded through this dash cam. Here's a view of the front firing dash cam, which is from the main camera on the head unit. So take a look at the resolution for this, kind of the smoothness of the video. All of that looks pretty good. Something of interest is in the upper left-hand corner. You can see the date, the time, and actually the GPS coordinates, as well as the speed that you're going. So this might be helpful later on after some kind of incident to be able to prove that you were where you said you were and you were going a certain speed. Notice also on the video itself, because of the fact that the camera is a few inches away from the windshield, that it is going to pick up some reflections, especially on a very sunny day, or maybe perhaps at night if there's a lot of oncoming headlight glare. So just keep this in mind. It's not next to the window. Now here is the rear camera. As we said before, this was poorly placed. Don't have any expectations of this, but it's a rear firing camera. So there you go. Okay, so what do I think about this Pelsee mirror dash cam? Let's look at the pros and cons. The most obvious thing that it has going for it is the cost. $80 for a fully functional dash cam is a great price, and it does everything I need it to do, and then just a little bit more. The second pro is the build quality. I was surprised at the heft of the head unit. It really feels like a solid piece of kit, and it should last a long time. The video quality itself is fine. The unit itself is unobtrusive, especially if you're able to get the installation right with the wires tucked into the right spots. The unit works well. The only knock that I have against this unit is the process of accessing video files. You have to physically remove the micro SD card, and the file format is not something that every device can read right now, although there is a free solution for that. I really like this product, and it's going in my wife's Kia Sorento this weekend. I hope this review has helped those of you that are on the hunt for an affordable dash cam that's got the features that you need. If you're interested in this unit, there's a link to an Amazon product in the description below. And thanks again for watching this video. I get all of my ideas for these videos from viewers just like yourself. So let me know what you'd like to see in the next video in the comments below. Bye for now.